So with that, let's explore some of the common online retailer here for precious metal and try to get an idea of what prices they have for given silver, and let's try to figure out where does the premium fall into this mix and how much is acceptable premium. So if we look at I don't know, AP Max or ST Bullion here, and let's just go through some of them. So for example, if we look at the roll of dime here, the roll of dime goes for what, face value of $5, so that's 50 coins, is going for 101.78. And so the question becomes, how much premium are they charging us on this roll of 90% silver, $5 face book value for this roll of dime? Okay, so for that, let's figure it out. So I have with me here is spreadsheet I use to keep track of the stack, I should say. But for purpose of this demonstration, I went ahead and wiped everything out and just putting in just a flat value of the roll so we can get an idea of explain what the premium is. So for instance, we look at this roll of dime, $101.78. So I went ahead and plugged in how much that costs, $101.78. That roll has 50 quantities, right? So 50 quantity, 50 dimes in the roll. So the face value is $5. So for this face value, based on the actual silver weight, right, 0.723, the total ounce of silver in here is 3.6 ounces, right? So the total roll for this roll, we paid $101.78. But if we were to look at from the melt value perspective, right? So the melt value here is today's, what is it, 1940? Last I checked was 1945, so it's went up to 1948. Fair enough, we'll increase that, 19.48. So based on this spot value, the melt cost of that roll of dime is $70.42, whereas we paid $101, right? So $101, 3.6 ounces in that roll, so that gives us $28.15 per ounce. So total $101 that we paid for, and melt cost based on spot price is $70.42. So difference between the 101 and 70 gives us a 31.36. So premium that we're paying for this roll of dime is $31.36. So from the percentage perspective, right, if you were to take $31 on that melt cost, so that would come up to 44% in premium. And if we do the similar exercise for remainder, right, so if we look at the quarters here, 203.56. So if we which one was it? It's 203 is probably just normal quarters. Okay, and if we go back to here, let's see what's going on. So Washington is 227 and random design is 203. I see. Okay, and state is 213.03. So we plug that in, it's actually gone up slightly than what I had written down prior to this. But why not 213 point, what is it, 46? Is that what I said? 213.03, okay. 213.03. Alright, so if we were to look at state quarter or the America the Beautiful series, the quarter with 90% silver, then in that roll we have 7.23 ounce of silver, face value $10, so 40 quantity. So total price to us is 213.03 for a roll, whereas based on a spot price, the melt price come to 140.92. So there's a $72 in premium. That means 51% premium for that roll of quarter. That is a bit steep, if you ask me. I don't think it makes sense to stack junk silver at this premium, right? But at the same time, if you were to try to sell that back to the dealer or coin shop, then most likely you may get above the melt price. So instead of 140, you may get 160, you may even get 170 for it, which makes our premium even less. So anyway, a point here is that be mindful of how much we're paying for the premium. If we look at the Franklin half dollar 20 quantity, it cost 217, I believe. It's in here somewhere. And so anyway, the premium came up to 54%. So the question becomes, right, when stacking junk silver, paying this premium, does that make sense? I don't know. I think that's the decision you have to make as you're stacking your silver. If you don't really care for premium, then by all means go for it, because you're just trying to stack those coin because they no longer make them and whatnot, right? Which sort of makes it a numismatic, but it's not. It's still a junk silver because of the quantity that were manufactured. So anyway, if let's look at from the numismatic perspective, right? So if the junk silver is ranging around 50, 60, 40% in premium, let's look at how much would it be if we were to stack numismatic. So here with me, we have coins and route that were purchased from the numismatic perspective. And if we were to look at that, for example, this Australian silver, 1 ounce, most recently, sometime this month actually, September 2022, we paid $26.54 for it, where the spot price was $20.25. That gives us a premium of $6.29. That's 31% premium, right? So the question is, would you rather stack something like this with the less premium, or would you still prefer to stack junk silver where we know the premium is this? I don't know. That's the decision you have to make. You have to evaluate your situation, make. But if we look at this one, for example, this is around. This was 1 ounce silver with head of Medusa. We paid $24.24 for it, with the premium of only $3.99. So that's $19 and 19%, close to 20% premium, right? So if you are simply buying silver with the end goal of just stacking weight, right, then this might be a better choice because the premium is less. That brings us closer to a spot price. So if we look at the premium for all these numismatic, right, despite the fact that premium is a bit high, don't let that fool you, because it's a numismatic. If you stick with it long enough, then chances are you will come out in positive. Okay, so the question of what is acceptable premium, well, that's the decision you'll have to make based on what your goal is. If you're truly just stacking for purpose of stacking silver, then you'll have to figure out, is stacking a junk silver makes sense, but of course you want to find an optimal premium for it, or stacking a numismatic makes sense, whichever one the case is. So I'll end here. But if you found this content helpful, feel free to comment, subscribe, thumbs up. It really does help the channel out. But if any question, feel free to leave a comment. I will do my best to respond. But as always, stay humble, stack silver, and epic out. Thanks. Bye.